Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, bringing you another Madden 19 tip video. These are defensive tips, more specifically defensive tips geared towards the defense that I recently put out, because nobody else on YouTube or no other Madden people are really on to man coverage yet. But if you followed the video that I put out, and I'll pop a link for that, maybe I'll even put a link in the description. But if you followed that video, if you watched that video and you tried that defense out, you probably know by now that it's pretty shut down. But when I made that video, it was so different than everything that has been put out for the last couple of years as far as zones. I didn't want to make the video too long, so I left a couple of things out, and I'm going to tackle a couple of those things in this video, as well as just regular defensive tips. So here we go. Second play of the game, I'm playing the guy. First play, I shut down the run. Second play, I read he's going to do a crosser right off the bat, and I pick him off with a user. Really simple play right there. But the truth of the matter is, I knew he was going to do a crossing route because I knew that once he saw my man coverage, he thought he could beat my man coverage with a crossing route. Here, I switched to zone because I'm pretty damn sure that since he's trying to beat my man coverage with things he knows, that he's going to chuck it up. So knowing how to play defense a lot of times is knowing what your defense is good at and what your defense is not good at. You have to defend the things your defense is not good at. So, obviously, like if it's a comeback route or something, or like a, whatever, there's a lot of routes where man doesn't get beat. So why would you defend that? You have to defend against the things that beat the coverage you're running. Like here, if he's running crossers or something like that, I got to use that middle. I know that. The middle's my field, but once the play goes past a certain point, like it is right here, I got to follow that and shut that down. He's got nowhere to go with the ball because he was planning on that, and then boom, it's a coverage sack. You're going to see a lot of coverage sacks using a defense like this. Another thing I didn't really explain in the first video that I wanted to break down here is the flat route that I'm doing with the defensive end, or the curl flat, whatever. That's not just serving the purpose of coverage, although it's doing that. It's also serving the purpose of basically doing a QB contain for the quarterback. So if he rolls out, a lot of times I'll click the right click button or the R3 button, and it'll go right at him and basically shut him down from moving. Now here, I didn't do that. I definitely had the option, but I didn't choose to. You'll see later in the video. Keep an eye on it. You'll see later in the video that I will choose to do that from time to time as I get the interception there. Like I said, a lot of people think that you can beat that coverage over the top. The cover one safety there was obviously in position to stop that. But something that's very important about this defense, and this might be the most important thing, is you have to play aggressive. You have to set your settings to aggressive. Cornerbacks play the ball. You want to set your setting where your cornerbacks match speed-wise. This here kind of messed me up. The second I saw him adjust, I don't know why, but I was like, I think he has me. So I switched my coverage. I thought he was going to run it. I get sucked in. But if I was paying attention and I called that play properly, I'd have been right there to shut that play down like I was every other one. Here's another issue you can have. If you see right here, I'm aligning. My adjustment didn't get into position, so watch. He breaks a big run because my man coverage wasn't aligned in time. They were still getting in position. They were totally out of position. Those things can happen, so you really have to be on point with your adjustments ahead of time. I went over how you need, the running back being covered, man faced up with the man cover in front of him, as you see here. That's another thing. These crossing routes, the man players this year are so smart. It's like they see it coming and they jump all over. Even though that wasn't even the guy he was covering, they'll jump in front of passes in their area just like zones. It's a really smart defense this year. And then, like I said, the run coverage itself is just pretty much shut down. It just shuts down by itself. Man coverage has been a really good run defense for a long time now. So here we go, 3rd and 9. I'm still going to run this. You see I'm all over the route that he wants, and he's going to take off. And like I said, I click the R3 button, send the guy after him, and that's going to basically shut that down. Now on that next series, I scored a touchdown, so this guy here is probably going to be more aggressive. People don't like playing from behind. It typically changes their play calling, and the way that this is going, I should have been on top of this. I've stopped that play with single high man where they send it on a streak, and I'll show you in the next game that I'm going to show you clips of where I've stopped that. So I didn't necessarily adjust to that, but he got me there. I think he has Randy Moss out there, so it's a little bit different. Most receivers won't be able to do that, but I probably should have made an adjustment. I don't even have my cornerbacks set to speed because I'm playing draft champions. My cornerbacks aren't even that fast. I got what they gave me, so that's going to be kind of difficult based off of what I got to pick. So here we go. He's rolling out. Coverage sack once again. There's just nothing there. That's the point of this defense. You're going to get a lot of coverage sacks in this game. And you don't really have to send blitzes this year. I mean, the sheds that the defensive linemen get on their own are pretty amazing. If you have good defensive linemen, they're going to get pressure. So here we go. Once again, man coverage. I was not in position. I was dropping back there. But the guy that was man to the running back does his job. He gets to the running back right away. We're forcing a 3rd and 20. And this guy here, he has no real clue. He's coming out. He doesn't know what to do. So what he's going to do is he's going to come out in one of these and try to just send all the receivers deep. And it's just, when you got a guy this clueless. I'm not saying he's clueless, but the defense is making him that clueless that he just doesn't know what to do, and he's chucking it up. He's hoping that he can get it with a Hail Mary pass, because at this point in the game, he realizes he has nothing for it. He quit shortly after that. So going into the next game, different opponent. I don't want you to think that just because I shut down one guy, it's going to work against everybody. Here, like I was saying, I've stopped, that play, just playing it straight like that. Just as long as you have a fast cornerback, or at least a speed matching cornerback to the wide receiver, and you play physical with that guy, it's going to either make him drop the ball. You're going to see in this video in particular, a lot of times just playing physical defense will make your opponents either drop the ball or whatnot. So here we go. He's got nothing. Coverage sack once again. I send the R3 defender. I click the right click button and send the cloud flat guy after the quarterback, and he's just got nothing. He's got Russell Wilson too. This is a very athletic quarterback. So if you can stop him with plays like that, you're going to stop just about anybody. So here we go. 3rd and 21. I will typically go to a cover 2. I'm not going to say the cover 2 is necessarily better than the cover 1. It just limits the options. And you got to be sure that you cover that middle well, because it's still susceptible up the middle. So here we go on 3rd down. Like I said, tight coverage is going to make this year's Madden receivers not catch passes, not make animations based off the fact that the coverage is so tight. You're going to see that a lot. So there you saw that where the coverage was tight, so the guy just didn't make a play. And you're going to see it, like I said, this video in particular, I got a lot of animations like that, just playing tight physical defense. So here we go once again. Coverage was tight, knocks the ball out, hit sticking, hitting triangle when the ball's in the air. A lot of times will force catches not to happen, and man coverage does that. Zone coverage does not get tight coverages this year. Man coverage gets tight coverages this year. So playing man is the only way you're going to get those type of animations, where they're knocking the ball out, or they're trying to make plays on the ball and the receivers just aren't catching it. So like I said, tight coverage makes a huge difference this year in this game. 3rd and 10, I decided to just do a lot of cloud flats because of that last play. So I'm kind of being reactionary to that pass play. But this guy shows the tendency to run the same play over and over and over. So that's why I just basically dropped a bunch of people back to the vertical zone. So right here, once again, physical defense. He caught that ball. By all means, he should have caught that ball. You know what I'm saying? Safe catches don't really work this year the way they worked in years past. So he caught it, tried to go to the ground, and I just went over there and I just ripped it out with physical D. You got to set your settings to most aggressive settings, and you got to have good user control back there. When the ball's in the air, at cornerbacks, at safeties, linebackers, when the ball's in the air, you got to flip, you got to switch over, and you got to have good user defense. That's really important. But because if you miss on a ball or something, you could give up a really big play. There's not a lot of safety help back there. As you see right here, I'm basically just going back and forth. He's got all these crossing routes because he thinks that crossing routes are going to beat man coverage, but I was just all over it. I just flipped my hips back and forth, keeping the middle occupied, and he had nowhere to go until he just threw a pick to the sideline. So just remember, when you're playing the ball, hitting Y or triangle, going for the ball, you'll get good animations on the defensive side. Or just hitting the receiver. You know what I'm saying? Hit stick in the receiver will also give you those good animations where the receiver drops the ball. It just seems to go to the defensive side this year when you do those things. So that's it. That's the video. If you guys want to see more defensive tip videos, do me a favor, hit the like button and I'll do that. Other than that, thanks for watching. Madden Money Shot out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.